family, my name is Samantha Grimes and you're watching Samantha Grimes TV, a place dedicated to the total woman. All right, family, do me a huge favor. If you like natural hair care content, motivational content, lifestyle content, and just everything dedicated to your inward spiritual health as well as your outward spiritual health, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. And if you've already done that, then hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any future uploads. All right, family, if you are a newbie, my name is Samantha Grimes and I am a professional life strategist as well as a natural hair content creator right here on YouTube. And if you're an oldie and you already know that you want to book a session with me one-on-one, whether that's life coaching sessions or faith-based counseling sessions, a little bit of natural hair coaching, whatever you are interested in, then do me a favor and visit my website at www.sgls.info. Once again, that's www.sgls.info. And I am looking forward to working with you. All right, so I am so excited about this conversation because I am aware of just how much we all need this talk. And I'm also aware that we probably need this talk a couple times a year. Sometimes a couple times a month, okay? We are talking about learning how to give yourself some grace. Listen, whether you are a Christian or you are not a Christian, all right? We all at some point tend to say that. You see somebody putting a lot of pressure on themselves. You see somebody walking in perfectionism a little bit. You see somebody just wearing themselves out, and our immediate response is, ooh, girl, learn how to give yourself some grace. And we immediately begin to explain all the reasons why this person gets to have grace. One thing I've seen as a counselor and as a coach is the reality that many people who are very graceless, the person they are the most graceless towards is themselves. You will be surprised how learning how to give this to yourself is going to dramatically change all of the relationships in your life. It shows you that a lot of things are not that big of a deal, okay? And it's also gonna reveal to you just how imperfect we all are and how much we all just need grace every single day. And we thank Jesus that we got it, okay? And so without further ado, let's get into this conversation. All right, tip number 1, take care of yourself. Okay, we are in this huge self-care movement. But a lot of times when we're not giving ourselves grace, it also reflects in our inability to put ourselves last. When in reality, it sounds crazy, but after God, you kind of got to put yourself first. I say this to women who are single mothers all the time. I always say, happy mommy makes happy baby. All right, it does not matter how much you love that baby, how much you want to take care of that baby, how much you want to nurture that baby. If you are not okay, yet that's what's going to pour out on that baby. Okay, and a lot of times neglecting yourself, not taking care of yourself, not being honest about what you need, not giving yourself boundaries, not having the personal self-talks and the personal self-reflection and the personal time that you need, and then trying to take care and pour out everybody else, you're not helping anybody. That's the crazy part, because you feel like you are, but you're not. You're depleting yourself and you're pouring that depletion on everybody else. Learn how to take care of yourself. Be honest with yourself. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So ask yourself, man, what do I need in order to serve you well? What do I need in order to be able to give this fully to God? What do I need? And sometimes that practically looks like making sure that you are getting your prayer time in. You know what I'm saying? Giving yourself the grace if maybe you didn't get to pray the way that you wanted to pray, but making sure you're getting that time in anyway. Taking care of yourself is a part of giving yourself grace, your mental health, your emotional health, okay? If this is not healthy for you, it does not matter if somebody else does not understand why it's all that big of a deal, because it does not work for you. You have to take care of you. And when I promise you, when your tank is being filled, man, from that tank, you can pour out into so many other people. Learn how to give yourself some grace. Tip number 2, and I really battled with whether this should be tip number 1, okay? But let yourself fumble. The biggest enemy of grace towards somebody else And the biggest enemy of grace towards yourself is perfectionism. That is your enemy, okay? Perfectionism is not of God. Excellence is of God. Quality is of God. But understand, on your journey of excellence, you're gonna fumble. You're gonna mess up a lot in life, not just in your career. Man, you're not gonna always feel like the perfect mother. You're not gonna always feel like the perfect wife. You're not gonna always feel like the perfect Christian. You're not gonna, man, the list goes on. You're not gonna always feel like you got it together, honey. And guess what? You don't. Every day we stand in His grace and we have new mercies every morning. That is how we are doing this. Not based upon what we can do ourselves. Okay? Learn to let yourself fumble. If you make a mistake, own it. Yo, I messed this up today. It's not where it could be. This is what I got today. A lot of times we're telling ourselves, no, it has to be, like I'm trying to tell you, like if you give yourself permission to just have a day, to just have a moment, for it to not be perfect, for it to not be 100%, the very thing maybe you got on somebody else about, you saw yourself doing. If you give yourself some grace in that, your entire vantage point when somebody else is not doing it the way that you would do it changes. You're able to be kinder and give you, and just understand, like, girl, I've had my days, so I totally get it. I'm not supporting a lack of integrity. I'm not supporting a lack of hard work, but hey, I've had my moments and I needed grace. So I'm gonna extend that same thing to you. I'm not gonna get on you. I'm not gonna fuss at you, because that ain't gonna change anything. I'm gonna give the grace that you need. Like, I want you to think about grace like a pair of stairs, all right? If we give people what they deserved all the time, it pushes people into shame. And when you push somebody into shame, it causes them to do the very thing that they're ashamed of. But when you give somebody grace, it's like giving them a pair of stairs, like to walk up, to change. Like, you know what? I didn't deserve this, but because you gave it to me, how much more now am I more willing to do better, to try harder? Now think about those stairs for yourself. You need those stairs too to change. You need them. So give yourself permission to fumble. If it's your first time doing something, it's your first time. It's not gonna be perfect. It could be time number 575. Guess what? This is where you are. Somebody doesn't understand that, then that's personal. But hey, I'm gonna give myself some grace, and I'm gonna dust myself off, and I'm gonna try again. Learn to give yourself some grace. Point number 3, confidently learn how to remain a student, okay? Many times the struggle with grace when it comes to achieving or a talent or a gifting or whatever the case may be, or whatever area in life you are, is you feel like I've gotten to a point where I should know better. I've gotten to a point where I shouldn't ever make any mistakes. And sometimes that mindset causes you to cap off in what you have the ability to learn and what you have the ability to grow in. Guess what? You could have been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. Never allow yourself to feel bad for still remaining a student. Confidently be a student. Always being aware that it doesn't matter how much I know, there's so much more that I need to know. And I'm not gonna close myself off from the type of person that can give me that information. I'm not gonna close myself off to me gaining new information. And I'm not gonna be worried about how I should look in front of people. Sometimes that's your enemy. Listen, you've been doing this for 15 years, and somebody who's been doing it for 15 minutes may know this one thing more than you, or better than you, or just happen to know this, and they want to help you. Don't be so caught up in, no, I gotta have it right. No, just receive the information. Learn. Just learn. Some of the people that are the most brilliant, the most talented, the most gifted, the most confident, they are always in a position open to learning. They never feel like I got it together because I'm here. They understand it was by God's grace that they got there, and it's going to be by God's grace that they stay there. That's it. and I'm open to learn something new and different. Don't block yourself from your growth because you want to be perfect, because you believe you should be perfect right now. You shouldn't be. Like, the truth of the matter is, a lot of us have to understand that if you had it all together, you can go ahead and float up to heaven. But the fact that you're still here means there's still much more to learn. There's still things you ain't got yet. There's still purpose and destiny over your life that you have not completed yet. That's why you are still here. So if you are still here, stay in a posture where you can grow and give yourself some grace. All right, family, and my last point, start giving it. Yes, start giving it. When you get an opportunity to give somebody some grace, give it. Do not worry about whether they deserve it. You don't. But God gives it to us anyway. So give it to them anyway. Make it a daily practice if you can. Giving people grace. Do not fear somebody running over you. Do not fear somebody taking advantage of you. Do not, Bible says, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Okay? Just give them some grace. Give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes. Take a moment and just remember, if it were me, what would I need? If it were me, what would I want? If it were me, how many times have I forgotten to do this? How many times have I promise you, you're gonna see a shift in those relationships, but I promise you're gonna start to see a shift in yourself. Like, you know what? I need some grace. And you need it too. And thank God that we got it. If you're not already, please go ahead and follow us on our Instagram page at Samantha Grimes TV. There you will find inspirational content, motivational content, natural hair care tips, some natural hair discounts on some products, as well as become a part of our email list and become a part of the family. We are always excited to have you.